Hello and welcome back everyone to our another episode of Object Oriented ABAP on YouTube with me Amrit. So we saw what is single inheritance and its implementation in the previous session. Now we will continue with a type of inheritance which is multi-label inheritance, and also we will discuss the final class here. That's what we are going to see. So first, what is multi-label inheritance? First topic, multi-label inheritance. So it is a type of inheritance, first thing, inheritance, in which there are multiple labels of inheritance. What does it means? Multiple labels of inheritance. That is, more than one inheritance is going on. Now, if we have to understand it simply, what I will see, write it here, that grandfather class will be inherited by the father class, and the father class will be inherited by the child class, right? And this child class will have the both properties of the father and the grandfather. It will have both the property of father and the grandfather. So this is how it is going to be. Let's say if this is your grandfather A, this will be the father, and this will be the class C, which will have the access of both of their properties. So to implement it, I will take one important requirement here. I will have two custom classes which I am going to use for this purpose. So I have a requirement here. The requirement is to create these three classes and display the employee data and project data. Okay, this is what my requirement is going to be. So I will open my table. I will log in. I will open my table. This is my employee table. This is what I am going to implement in grandfather class, and then I will go for another table, this one. In this class I will simply implement my father class here. So father class will have this property, and using child class we will access both the properties of grandfather and father, right? So let's go and create our first program here. I will go there, SE38 Z multi-label inheritance, create multi-label inheritance, type as executable, and I will go for package and transport request. Perfect. So now I will define first my grandfather class. So class grandfather definition and class. In it I will have my public section, and one method I will define here, which will be employee display. Then I will have the implementation. So class grandfather implementation and class method employee display and method, and here I will simply implement. So select star from my employee table. I will copy its name and I will paste it here into table LT employee. Okay, and then I will also display it here using CL demo output. So CL demo and I will use its display method. Okay, and we will simply display the records and comment it. I will pass here my internal table. Perfect. Then I will have my father class here. Let me check, is there any error? No error. Then I will have the father class. So class father definition. Now it will inherit from grandfather. So grandfather class and class public section. I will have my methods project display. Okay, then I will go for the implementation. So class father implementation and class. I will have method here. So method project display and method, and in between I will write the logic. So select a star from my project table. Let's copy its name into table @data LT project, and I will simply do the display. So CL demo output and display it LT project. Okay, let's activate it. Let's activate it. So done. So we have got our grandfather class inherited by father, and at last I will have child class which will inherit the father class. So class child definition inheriting from father. That's all. It will have both the properties of father and the grandfather now. So let's see that. I will go for start of selection. I will create the object. So data keyword is used to create object. So LOOBJ is equal to new child class and role space enter, and I will call the method here. So LOOBJ employee display. Okay, let's activate it and check it. See, we are getting our LT employee here. We are getting the records of LT employee. Similarly, if you will go for LOOBJ and project display, you will get the same stuff. Let's check it. Execute. Getting the records of LT project now. So my child class have both the property of father and grandfather. This is what multi-level inheritance is all about. A to B and B to C. Okay. Then we have the second one, which is final class. The term itself here is explaining everything. Final, something which is final in nature, right? What does it final means? So a final class is a class is a class which cannot be inherited. That is, there cannot be any subclasses of the father class of the final class. The best example will be if somebody is not getting married, he or she will not have any children, that's why they are not getting inherited. So they are the final class, a class which cannot be inherited, and there cannot be any subclasses for the final class, right? Let's see that here. For example, if I am making this this father class as final, let's see what will happen here. I will go for syntax check, then I will get error. We are getting child definition. The final class father cannot have any subclasses, right? You can see the problem now. If you are using this final keyword, so which keyword is used? Final keyword is used. Final keyword is used to make a class as final. Okay, that's perfect. I hope this concept is clear. Multi-level inheritance and final class using local classes via AC38 ABAP program. Okay, so this is all about this video. Thank you very much for watching. We will continue from next part.